My mother told me I'd grow up to be a good man. Artyom, she said, my light. And I believed her. When I spared a life, I believed her. And then when I killed, I believed her. It was a lie.
We do a lot of running around here at E3, but I've met someone that actually might do more. Huw, you've been back and forth between the show floor and this booth here. Are your feet tired yet?
Yeah, it's been pretty busy. We've got Metro in a number of places around the show at the moment, so it's here playable in the Deep Silver booth on PS4, but we've got pods on Xbox One down on the Xbox stand, and we've got some units over on Square's booth. They're our distributor here in the US, and then some more over at Alienware. So I'm kind of doing a continuous loop, just checking in, reminding people to change their filters, normally too late. Yeah.
You've seen a lot of death, basically, over the last couple of days.
I've seen a lot of death. I come round to a lot of screens, and I don't know, every time you die in this game, the kind of like continue last checkpoint, like covered in blood, comes up. So yeah, I've seen a lot of Metro-induced blood as well.
Well, we'll talk about Metro just in a second, but just to get a sort of feel for the behind the scenes of the E3 thing, doing these sort of sets up, I mean, you guys maybe have it better than most because the game's pretty much done and dusted. All you have to do is worry about getting the consoles and all set up. But is it particularly strenuous? I mean, we all wander in and everything's beautiful and wonderful on the show floor. I mean, is there a lot of hair pulling before those doors open?
Yeah, you know, there's a huge amount of organisation that goes into setting up the booth and the schedule and everything. Thankfully, we've got a pretty decent team to do that. So my main focus is just worrying that, you know, the game's looking good.
Well, it certainly is, because as we know, it's a completely remastered version, the complete package of 2033 and Last Light. Now, we talked to you, well, I talked to you, should I say, at the pre-E3 event. Now, what's been the reaction to the game's announcement, to the package deal? I mean, have you had fans that have played either, both games, reacting very positively to it?
Yeah, the reaction's been really positive. I mean, pretty much what we wanted. As you may have known, there was a little bit of information that leaked out before, so I was following all of the forums and comments online, and people saying, oh, I wish they did this, or I wish they added that thing, and I actually think we kind of gave people what they wanted, and hopefully a bit more. So yeah, reaction was really, really positive.
And one of the nice things, I mean, we wrote up a preview of it, and we discussed about how an idea like this is rarely seen in the video game world, where usually it's a paint job over older graphics, but you guys are effectively doing a director's cut of both games. And certainly just to touch upon 2033 to begin with, because that's the most significant alteration, and not just the visuals. There's different beats, there's different maybe extra longer scenes now. I mean, how have you guys approached that? Has it been a case of this is cutting room floor stuff that you've remolded and put back in the game, or is it sort of fresh take on it, thought of we could, you know, extend that a little bit? How have you approached it?
I think it was more a question of we wanted to make the definitive version. We've been able to do some things, such as you say, stitching a couple of levels together. The tech means that we can, you know, create larger levels and scenes that were broken down in the first game. And we've put a few little secrets, so some maybe areas that were blocked off last time you can now explore, and you might find something more. But we didn't want to put too much more in. We didn't want to, you know, fundamentally change the story or make people feel like you have to now experience this new one, because I think that's, you know, that's a bit of a mean trick. So, you know, if you've played Metro 2033 and enjoyed it, you know, by all means try out Metro Redux. You will see some, you know, a few changes in terms of content, but as you say, the major focus was more, you know, the tech and the visuals and improving the gameplay and taking all of the stuff that we learned from Last Light and building it into the 2033 experience.
Because you guys have said there's a year cycle on this. You guys have worked for a year on this.
Yeah, pretty much. It will be by the time we release. I mean, we were wrapping up after Metro Last Light. We were continuing to develop the DLC after release. It's quite a small team, about 70, 80 people in the studio, and you know, when you finish a game, everyone's working, you know, full steam on the actual production. Then when you move to a new project, you tend to start with like a smaller group as you're prototyping new ideas. So it was just the perfect opportunity really to keep everyone busy, keep everyone working, gain really invaluable experience on the next gen hardware that could come in handy for, you know, some point in the future. Yeah.
was going to say that. That's actually what I was exactly going to touch upon about the idea of practicing, at least having a practice run on new gen hardware. With the chicken egg situation here, was it a case of we've got this space, we need to experience new gen hardware, what should we do? Let's do Metro, or was it we really would like to do a repackaged Metro, hang on, we can use this as a test run?
It's really a combination of the two. I mean, we'd been discussing the idea of a next gen version of Metro, way back before the last one was released, because we could see the next gen consoles on the horizon, and it seemed like a smart thing to do. I'm very proud of what we achieved with the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions of Last Light, but that there's no doubt that we had to make some significant compromises certainly on the visual front compared to what you can expect from a high-end PC, and this was really our opportunity to narrow that gap and give console owners the chance to get a taste of
Actually, there's a question I completely forgot to ask when we first talked. Is it the same achievements and trophies, or is there new sets? Is there new additions?
So it's pretty much the same set with a few, because I think we discussed last time, we've now added these 2 play styles in each one, so you can play each game in either survival style, which is the kind of more slower paced Metro 2033 style, or Spartan, which is the slightly more relaxed action oriented Last Light style. So again, another good reason if you prefer 2033 to try Last Light in a slightly different way. So there are achievements pertaining to that, and a few more a few more that we've thrown in, but each game has its complete complement of achievements and trophies. So if you buy the double pack, you're going to get 2,000 gamer score and 2 complete sets of achievements for each game.
Let's talk release date. You guys are coming out in the summer now.
It's already summer, right? Yeah, it's already summer, so it's really soon. I guess I can clarify that as late summer at the moment. We don't have an exact date at the moment, but it's going to be summer. It's going to be pretty soon.
But saying about you're entering a period when there's actually nothing really on the release schedules otherwise, and whilst Metro has been critically acclaimed, it might have felt like it sort of went slightly under the radar post the months and year after its release. Do you feel like this is a chance to capitalise to reintroduce Metro and certainly actually make a bigger splash of it?
Yeah, I really do actually. I think the time is going to be kind to us. I mean, it's always been very, very successful on PC. And we were very happy with the console performance, but I mean, we saw just when the last game was released, I think a lot of people already holding out for next gen, saving up for consoles, being very selective in the games that they were playing. So I think I'm hoping we're going to have pretty good success this time around with those people who maybe just held off jumping into Metro at the end of the last generation, and now I think we've given them a pretty good value offering, 2 complete games for $50 or €40 or whatever that translates to in pounds, and the fact that you can buy them individually as well, so you can pick up each one for $25.
Okay, for PC owners who have the previous games on Steam, if they purchase these 2 versions, does that pick up as 2 new games on their Steam account?
Yeah, so we're selling each game individually on Steam. So if you own Metro 2033, you basically get a 50% discount on Metro 2033 Redux, and if you own Metro Last Light, you get a 50% discount on Metro Last Light Redux, and you can kind of bundle them together, but there's no kind of boxed bundle, it's just 2 separate games.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Enjoy the rest of E3.
Thank you.
If I could have my time again, I would. And then maybe I could become a good man.